Every black movement that have challenged the system has either been demonized, infiltrated, or repackaged for mainstream consumption. The question is why? How do we go from being a threat to becoming a marketable hashtag? Let's talk about it. They want us to remember MLK as the man who preached about love and unity, but not as the man who called out capitalism, war, and economic oppression. The truth is, King was labeled a radical, a dangerous Negro, and a threat to national security before he was assassinated. The FBI was so obsessed with destroying him, they sent him letters urging him to commit suicide. But we don't talk about that part, do we? When Brother Malcolm X was alive, he was labeled a militant extremist. He told black people to stand up, defend themselves, and stop begging for a seat at the oppressor's table. But decades later, suddenly Malcolm is cool. He's on t-shirts and hip-hop labels and lyrics, and white academics write books about him. Why? Because a dead revolutionary is easier to control than a living one. Let that sink in. The Black Panthers were doing things once upon a time that the government refused to do. Feeding kids, providing health care, and protecting their communities. But instead of supporting them, the U.S. government called them the biggest threat to national security. COINTELPRO infiltrated, arrested, and assassinated their leaders. Yet decades later, Hollywood makes movies about them, and corporations sell Panther merch. See how that works? It is all a marketing scheme built on black pain and the trauma that black people experience living in the West. Ever notice how major brands suddenly cares about black lives when it's trending? But where are they when it's time to support real systematic change? They'll slap a Black Lives Matter sign on their website, on their shirts, but still fund politicians who uphold systematic racism. This isn't activism. I'll tell you what it is. It's capitalism. Once upon a time, our music was the soundtrack of revolution and freedom. Public Enemy said, "Fight the power." Nina Simone said, "Mississippi, goddamn." Tupac said, "They don't give a F about us." But today, the industry pushes music that glorifies money, violence, sexual deity. And all of this is just a distraction. A lot of the music and the lyrics to the song now all promote self-destruction, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Why? Because an awakened black mind is dangerous, but a distracted one is profitable. Cha-ching! So many people hate to hear me say this, but let me say it. This system is designed to keep black people afraid of revolution. Every time we organize, and every time we are met with violence, surveillance, or economic sabotage. From Tulsa to COINTELPRO, and the message is clear: stay away or pay the price. But that all ends today. We're no longer staying in line, and the fear ends. They tell us things are better because we had a black president, or because there are more black faces and representation on TV. But what has really changed? Black wealth is still at the bottom. Police brutality hasn't stopped but gotten greater. Our communities are still being gentrified. The truth is, progress without power is just pacification. One thing's for certain and two things for sure. If your only source of black history is what they taught you in school, you have been miseducated. Read the books they don't want you to read that they're trying to ban. Learn the real history, our records of the past, and most importantly, teach the next generation so they will not repeat the same mistakes and meet the same demise that other generations have had. But they will be able to step up on our shoulders and not have to reinvent the wheel, but they can go on and pick up the baton, take the torch, run on and complete the mission and go far beyond we ever dreamed or imagined. Let's be clear on this one thing. Real revolution doesn't come from hashtags. It comes from action. So I encourage you to support grassroots movements, invest in black businesses, build power where it actually matters. If you really want to know who it is that threatens the system, who really threatens it, look at the ones who they try to erase. Our revolution was never meant to be safe. It's time to take back what was stolen and reclaim our ancestral heritage. If this episode has woke something up in you, don't let the conversation die and stop here. Share this, challenge what you've been taught, and most importantly, do something about it. The revolution is not a trend, it's definitely a mindset. And as always, please like, share, comment, repost, and subscribe, because these are the discussions they don't want us to have. And this has been Sankofa Sessions Podcast with your host, Chief Apostle Veronica Israel, where we take you back into the past, our glorious records of the past, to get clarity on the future and what we have in store. Until next time, remember, you are powerful, you are creative, and you are God in human flesh, having a human experience. And until the next time, peace be with you.